Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, good morning, my beautiful people of YouTube. It is time to wake up. It is a beautiful Saturday. Many of you guys should be up, out, and about. As you guys learned yesterday, we do have a lot to be thankful for today. We do have bad people off the street. Thank you, Melanie, for the super sticker. It says, Happy Saturday. Betty, Delilah, mods, and chat. Much love to Betty. Hope all the missing children get found. And this child still has not been found, which is surprising, right? Because we saw the arrest yesterday. Many of us, when we see these type of arrests, we're hopeful that the victim has been found. Thank you, Pasadena. I hope you're doing well. I see our beautiful, sweet Misery in chat. Let me just go say hi to you guys. I know I'm putting your stuff up on the chat now, but I don't want you guys thinking I don't see you just because I'm putting your stuff up on the chat. Let me move my little face just a little bit over here, maybe a little bit bigger so you guys can see my big old melon. It is nice to see. I'm not liking the way I did the little box around my face. I think maybe I need to widen it up. It makes my face look too big. We're not, we're not worried about nothing over here. I'm just joking. Melanie, thank you for being the first to say good morning to Bullhorn Betty in chat. I do truly believe that Shirley... I can't even speak this morning. Good morning, everyone. I am awake. I'm hoping somebody else is. When I went live, this is my problem. I don't know if you can see in the bottom of that cup. It looks black because I'm turning it like this and it's getting the reflection and it's got the dark but this is an empty coffee cup. Like I had one cup of coffee and I went live and started my intro and had to do a couple things behind the scenes and then I look down after I'm ready to change from one song to another and I'm like, well, Dad, burn it. Thank goodness for handy dandy water, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for Bullhorn Betty. I don't. So if you guys are seeing behind me, I didn't put my green screen, so I have to adjust the color, which is making it kind of look like glitter behind me, and that's okay. I just wanted you guys to see the arrest, thing behind my head, which it's doing. I mean, it's actually working not too bad. But it's nice to see you. Tahara, it's nice to see you. Brenda, me and you. Lisa B. Always. Kathleen, it's nice to see you, my love. I hope you are doing well. Cheyenne, YouTubers up in the house. Deanna, Cynthia, Candace, it's nice to see you. I hope you guys are doing well this morning as well. Peggy, our beautiful, sweet Misery, I hope you are doing well. It's nice to see you in chat. If you guys haven't checked her out, I don't know. I haven't been over there. I'm so sorry. I've been so busy and dealing with life, as you know. You get a front row. You got a front row seat before all these people knew who I was. So you know. Anyways, I hope you are doing well, hun. I really do. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to have to move this over because I just keep moving my little melon too far. Oops, wrong one. Hold on, here we go. There we go. Oh, thank you for becoming the newest member, Caddy. It's nice to see you. Sometimes I get up here because it doesn't show me in the chat that you guys become a new member. So if I do miss you as a subscriber or a member, thank you so much. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Today's going to be a little more emotional because we're going to be talking about some, not so good theories that are looking like it might be a reality. And if you guys were watching me last night, I told you if I started feeling like this is true, then I'm going to have to ask my Christian folks to leave the room. I am going to try very, very hard to contain myself so nobody has to leave the room. I do not like swearing publicly. I am a sailor behind these cameras. I will tell you that. It's something that I have been working on a lot to try to help correct. Melanie, I would say, welcome to this crazy family, but Melanie's been part of this crazy family for a while. I even saw her when I went to PA. I stopped by and saw her and her beautiful sister. So thank you for becoming the newest member of this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. I would say welcome. Oh, Connie became the newest member as well. Connie, it's nice to see you. Maybe somebody dropped something. I'll check that in just a second. So it's nice to see you guys. Beth, good morning. Me and you, good morning. Why are you playing peekaboo with me? Patricia, it's nice to see you. Ice and Fire, good morning. Karen, it's nice to see you. Dawn, Denise. Hello, my loves. HH, it's nice to see you up in the chat. Faye, good morning, VA. And I'm certain that chaos, because VA just isn't VA without a little chaos in his life. So it's nice to see you, me and you, Eeyore Blues, Tahara. Let's see here. Never give up. Melanie, thank you, Love Bug. We do have some names. If you guys don't know, we are pulling for a hat, so you have to be in the chat when we pull the name. So if you are if you're here, then you might want to stay to the end. That's where we're going to pull the name. TD Dean, it's nice to see you, my love. I hope you are doing well this beautiful Saturday morning. Christy, it's nice to see you. Nancy, Frank, good morning. Scorpio, it's nice to see you. Remy, it is nice to see you as well. Good morning, good morning. So as I told you, we don't have the best news to kind of, oh, BMW Coupe up in the house. It's nice to see you, my love. I hope you are doing well. And who else do we have? We have Melanie. I appreciate you. Love your channel. Aw, thank you, love. Thank you, love. And Tahara says, have you seen the new update from Yes. We're going to be talking about that. And that's part of the picture, the disturbing picture that has been painted for us today. So I'm going to walk you through kind of the new theory that is kind of taking hold right now. Very disturbing, to say the least. Hey, Dee's Mystery, it's nice to see you. Manatee Mommy, hello, my love. I hope you are doing well. Good morning. Good morning. So I first want to start off because we don't always have the best things to say about law enforcement because we're in true crime. That means details matter. That means their ability to do things like, turning homes into crime scenes and, doing those. Marty, it's nice to see you. I hope you are doing well. Danellen, it's nice to see you, my love. And so, sometimes we have to be rough around the edges when it comes to law enforcement, like in Sumner County, where they've just poo-pooed all over Sebastian Rogers, and we are angry about it. So we have this, it's not really a love-hate relationship with them because I love law enforcement. I want them to be successful. I want them to keep our communities safe. I want them to keep us safe, right? But the problem here is far too often critical mistakes are had early on in the investigation, which cause enormous issues. Wendy, Sabrina, Pippi. Oh, Pippi, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you guys are doing well. And it's just hard, but here we have a situation where everything that we want to see in law enforcement was displayed, okay? Did they do it perfectly? I don't know. I doubt it, okay? Because we're human beings here. A little bit of everything. Nice to see you, love. We are, human beings. Even law enforcement officers are human beings. So there is a human element to everything they do, which opens up to what? Mistakes, unintentional mistakes. So we have to have a level of where we remove this perfection even from our law enforcement because they're not going to do things perfectly. We want them to. We train them to. OG Jitter, it's nice to see you. But it doesn't necessarily equate to perfection. And we shouldn't expect perfection because we're not even perfect. So how can we put that on somebody else? But I digress. I'm going to get off my soapbox here. But because of the dynamic we have, sometimes we have to hold law enforcement. We don't hold beat cops or, people lower on the totem pole. We give them attaboys. We tell them thank you for your service. The complaints that I typically have are usually in top brass or leadership roles when I come down on law enforcement. It's about a strategic move. It's about, something that I feel that was, not right or should have been done better. Okay, let's face it. I've got a lot to say about Sumner County. San Bernardino, California, on the other hand, they were It was a similar situation as we see in, say, Lily and Jack Sullivan, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, Jaden Spicer's case, where parents are, well, in two of those cases, well, three of those cases, the parents said they ran off. Okay. These parents know that it's a 7-month-old child. They had very limited abilities to express what happened to this child. The only thing that they could go with is the abduction theory. They had nothing. So I kind of, when you look at this and you start peeling this disgusting, stinky onion layers back, you're realizing that they why were these decisions made? And this is good because it gives you a kind of a peek into their mind thoughts, their processes, and things that you can try to. It's not a science for me. It's kind of like we're novice here. We've been doing this a while. We have a keen eye for details, and we try to build these cases. Thank you, love. We try to build these cases so that they're understandable, but that they also make sense. And I think we can finally explain why they arrested the people. We knew that it had to have been a significant amount of bodily fluid and or blood that would allow the arrest to happen the way it did without the body. So they did find something, and we discussed that because when we let me put that back up. I'm going to get to that in just a second. When we started hearing from the attorney, and we realized a couple things. So I had reported that they started digging up the property, a portion of the property, and that was based off a news report that I reviewed. And that information was at the end of that report from this local news broadcaster lady. Then we were getting back and forth because people were driving by the house and they couldn't see any of this digging and stuff. Well, then the attorney comes out for Jake and starts explaining that yes, in fact, there were some portions of the property that were dug up, and that they did take sections of the floor. And it was the floor that kind of stopped me. And when we were here live, I stopped and I said, this is this information potentially about the blood most likely is true, because it has to be bodily fluid or blood where they start cutting sections of the floor out. We've done this long enough. We've seen it. They're not doing this over a smear of peanut butter or jelly, okay? They're doing this because they have a presumptive positivity test of human blood. They take a Q-tips, they swab this area, they put this solution on it. If it turns bright pink, they have human blood. They cut that section out. It obviously was pretty significant. Now, getting back to what I said yesterday, last night on my live, I said, look, I'm hearing rumors. I'm hearing very, very, very disturbing rumors about what was purchased by Rebecca. Okay. It's hard for me to say it. And I know that here at noon, Strategic Eyes, he's got another report coming out. And I'm going to try to wrap up this live prior to noon so we can go over and see Strategic Eyes. But I do have Strategic Eyes pulled up on my channel here because it's his theory. This is the theory I didn't want to go over with you guys last night. Okay, I didn't want to go over this last night. That's it. Okay, so there it is. This is what I said I was going to be cussing and need to kick my Christian folks out of my chat, was because of this right here. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. Thank you for being the newest subscriber to this channel. Just remember, it is free to subscribe to the Bullhorn Betty channel. We make it a requirement to be a subscriber for a minimum of 20 minutes to speak in our chat. We do that to control our chat. As you know, we're part of the true crime community. There's trolls and hate channels out there, and we just try to keep those distractions when we're talking about serious cases like this out of our chat as a control factor. So you guys have a nice, I very rarely read the chat. I've been reading the chat more since we set up this new studio, and trying to be more engaging with you guys than we once were when it was harder for me. But at the end of the day, we have these rumors, and now we have some tangible information from law enforcement basically saying that this was a significant amount of blood. The depravity of what we've heard is astonishing for parents. Okay, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say other than the depravity of these two human beings. It's astonishing. This was their child. This was a baby. Like, we've got like Dee's mystery. Look at this. Look at her name. Soon to be Gigi. Soon to be Gigi. So let me get back to Cheyenne. So happy it didn't take over a year to put these people where they are supposed to be. Today is a great day. Amen to that. And I hope Sumner County takes note, because we watch true crime all over this country. And prior to them violating my constitutional and civil rights in Sumner County, we help bring some of this news and hold people accountable. And they don't want to be held accountable for their shoddy work on Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' case, but we will not let his name go to the wayside because of what Sumner County did to obstruct his justice and to protect their citizens that most likely did the horrible things to that child. They have blood on their hands, Sumner County Sheriff. Here we are congratulating good policing by all these people in San Bernardino, California, where California gets a bad rap, let's be honest. And I'm part of that bad rap as well because, we have Betty for president on TikTok. I'm not really the most politically friendly person in California and still can say, look at this. This is a kudos. This I want to... Because on a human level, they worked their ass off. They didn't have this child, and they still made the arrest. Sumner County, you should take note. Period. What you did to Sebastian was wrong. What you continue to do to Sebastian is wrong. Open and flap your lips. It seems like everybody, the sheriff, the judges, the community, the parents want to shovel this under the rug. Meanwhile, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is still missing. He deserved this kind of justice. He deserved this kind of research. And thank God, baby Emmanuel got it. Thank God. Thank God. Because I'm very happy with San Bernardino, California. I think a lot of us are. I think if we could go out there and shake their hands, many of us would do that. That's how elated we are about the progress of this case. But we watch these things over and over again, and we watch all these other cases getting solved, and we still have... from Sumner County. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. So let's go ahead and get to strategic eyes. This is going to be disturbing. Many of you guys know, I'm going to say this again because I think, and this kind of is my disclaimer warning, but it's my one and only, well, I shouldn't say that. I've said it a few times because we have new people coming in. I do not give trigger warnings. Okay. I do not believe in trigger warnings. This is true crime. Okay. Our whole entire show is a big old fat trigger warning. So if stuff that we cover you cannot handle, or it's too highly disturbing for you, then this probably isn't the channel for you, because we talk about details of these cases, and we speculate on these cases, and we theorize on these cases, and sometimes those speculations and theories are highly disturbing. but it's reality. It's what we do. It's not like we're doing these things to these victims. It's horrible people like the two people displayed on my screen have done to people. So don't kill the messenger. If you've got problems with the story, maybe start reaching out to the suspects. Just saying, because we didn't do these to the victims. But we're definitely going to show the world and expose the animals that do. And we're going to do it unapologetically. Let's go ahead and get this. Why is this? Oops, I guess I didn't change the properties on this. I surely did not. So let's go ahead and get this up. So here is, there he is. Okay, so I do have it all on here. So here's Strategic Eyes. It's True Crime with Strategic Eyes, sorry. And he's a professional detective, active law enforcement. I guess he's an SVU type of detective, which they have to see some disturbing stuff, very highly disturbing stuff. And, it takes good people, good law enforcement to handle that stuff. I'm not going to play his whole video. If you guys would like portions of it or to see the whole reporting yourself, please go into the chat. You guys see that I've got his link down there. He's been doing a lot of good stuff here. So if you haven't gone up and subbed up to his channel, or you haven't reviewed his commentary on this case, I definitely recommend you do, because I go to him and he helps me. It's all about processes, right? And it's all about trying to get down to the factual truth. Let me take my face off here so you can see who he is. Oops, wrong one. What did I just take off? Oh, I took off that. Okay, we'll take that off. And we'll take that off so you can see who he is. There he is. So that's True Crime with Strategic Eyes. Hello, Earth Angel. Thank you for being the newest subscriber to the channel. We really do appreciate the subscription. But I like him, because he's not really apologetic for his feelings either, or how he's displaying, or talking about this case. I mean, the parents are horrible. They lied to the people. They lied to their public. They pulled on heartstrings. And all the while, they harm this child, this baby, in the most grotesque, disgusting way imaginable. And it's rough. So let's listen to this. Guys, this is going to be rough to hear. But this is, if the hacksaw is true, or other sawing type of tools are true and truly were purchased after August 3rd, when we believe this child lost his life, we are dealing with a very big problem, because there was a massive amount of blood. And if we believe that child was beaten, we would have some blood, but not massive amounts of blood. You remember I told you how I felt. I felt that this guy was a family man, and that I didn't believe that he would have it in him to discard this child. That I thought, it's possible that he would, try to bury this child and feel like he at least did that. But it sounds like even my worst thought of what they could have done for this child and disposal pales into comparison of what may have truly happened. And they should. And we're going to get to Ahmed's report here in just a second, Remy, because if they did chaos, then, and he saw them out with a stroller at midnight in that area, then there may be a possibility. Ahmed's been on this. He's been on this a while. He's really been pushing this. He's trying to find out what happened to this child. And kudos to him for doing so. I mean, I don't know what else to say, because it takes special people out there to do this. And it's just hard. So guys, like I said, I don't like trigger warnings, because this is true crime. It's depraved. Okay, all of our stories are trigger warnings, big old fat flipping trigger warnings. Okay, just FYI. Whew, this is gonna be rough. I've already heard it, and I'm still not prepared to hear it again.
think that these rumors, I don't know if they're true because we have not been able to corroborate
And I
them.
agree with him. We haven't.
They're simply internet rumors. But there's two things that stand out to me. They're saying that there was blood, tons of blood found in the carpet, right? I don't believe that he just went on a stabbing spree of his 7-month-old baby boy. I don't think that that's how this baby was ended. That's not his MO.
And he's right. And he's right. You know, we don't. I truly, I didn't believe. I don't believe that they. I believe this child was. Well, we know that the other child, his 10-week-old child, was beaten and strangled. So if that's the case, then we have to analyze this as, you know, that could have been most likely the cause of the manner and cause of death for Emmanuel, baby Emmanuel. But again, that would not equate to a massive amount of blood. However, if tools were used, well, first of all, I mean, I want you to understand what's being proposed here. Okay, the theory that's being proposed here is a very depraved theory. I think my theories, I don't know. I don't know. This is the one thing that I said I was going to be cussing up, being a sailor for, was right here. This is depraved. But it is a theory that I also have, and I've had that theory since I heard about these tools being purchased, if true. And I wanted to wait until we had a little more information, and he's right there with me. You know, we don't know if this is true. This is rumor, and that's what I said yesterday. You know, and I didn't even want to tell you what I heard because I'm praying to God it's not true. But when I hear, you know, strategic eyes say it, you know, from a law enforcement perspective, it's kind of hard to dismiss at this point because as a law enforcement's perspective, if somebody like him could entertain something like that, then it could be true. It very well could be. And I just, you know, we're still not there yet, so that's probably why I'm not cussing. I'm praying to God that aspect is not true, but we've already heard so many things that were rumored that panned out. Like from her being in that parking lot to the, you know, her not being truthful out there in the parking lot to them being recordings, even though we didn't see the recordings at the time in the parking lot. Thank you, Nina, for becoming a subscriber. It's rough to think this, but even if law enforcement is entertaining, I was thinking, you know, burial, they had the funeral on the 5th, it's a possibility, but Ahmed he's working this, and so far, everything so far he's told us that people have informed him about has checked out. Do you understand that? Everything Ahmed has told us so far has checked out. Oh, thank you, Emma. Emma just gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, please don't forget to tell Emma Louise thank you. And for the person that received this coveted membership, which is Galvin's, welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. And please don't forget, we are going to be giving away a hat at the end of this show. We are going to be giving away a hat at the end of this show, whether or not we get our goal. We do have a goal up there, and it's the hat giveaway and to show some love. We like to do positive affirmations here on this channel. So if you have a positive affirmation, you can do it by a super sticker emoji, you can do it by a super chat, or you can do it for free just by writing something positive in the chat. All right, guys. So now we're going to get back to the gunk. We're going to get back to what Strategic Eyes believes happened, and then we're going to get over to Ahmed's story so you guys can see.
MO is physical abuse, choking, beating, hurting, breaking arms, throwing.
That's
his MO.
Yep.
That's what put him in the spotlight of law enforcement previously to this.
And that's important because those may produce some blood. I'm not saying some blood, but what law enforcement is describing is a significant amount. That means that the amount of blood that they found, there is no possibility of that person surviving. And you don't get that kind of, thank you, Emma. You don't get that kind of blood from a beating, a choking, or other things, other violence. You get that from, bullet wounds, you get that from stabbing wounds, and you get that from hacksaw. I can't even bring myself to it. I just can't. I can't. So we'll let him do it.
That's what got him his first felony conviction. I think that there might be some truth in the rumors that they were trying to buy power tools, saws and sawzalls, whatever. That. And we'll leave it there. If you guys want to watch Strategic Eyes, I think I put them down in the chat. Let me go ahead and put them back down in the chat. Oh, thank you, Outer Banks, with a sweet affirmation saying I love you guys because we love machines. Oh! So that's pretty hard. That's even the thought, even the fact that we are thinking that way. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? That the fact that we're here, the fact that we're having this discussion, about this possibility of disposal is deplorable and sickening to me. Absolutely sickening. And this brings us over to the next I forgot about that one. This brings us over to the next update. Let me get down to my screen capture, move him. Well, let me just move me. I mean, that might be the easier thing. Let me just move me. Hi, guys. I'm a floating head today. It happens. Don't be a Betty. Be better than Betty. Oh, we love the new stuff. At least I can move around. At least I'm free floating. Okay, I'm free floating. I'm a free floating Betty. Okay. So if you guys don't know this gentleman, he has mad respect in the true crime community right now, and I'm very, very proud to put him up here and ask you guys to go over and sub this man up because he's been working his butt off. And you guys know anything about me, I have a major, oh, thank you. That's it. Hashtag floating heads. There we go. You don't want to know what our conversation was last night. We had some dirty minds in here. Dirty minds, I got to tell you. And I've been paying attention to, so it is, let me say it, on the Tita. And that's the name of his channel. It took me forever. I've been working on it. I've been listening to him, making sure I'm saying it right, because I don't want to butcher his name or his channel name. And, but he's just, I don't know. I think he's kind of a blessing to this case. And I'm very, very, very thankful we have him out there. I don't think there's anybody doing as much boots on the ground, good shoe leather investigative reporting. Right now, he's the cream of the crop.
I mean, to be honest with you, and to think that he is fighting his own personal battle and still giving of himself to others is just amazing. So, this is Ahmed. I hope you guys go check him out. He's literally on everything. He's on Facebook, he's on TikTok, he's on Instagram, and you can find him from his name, Ahmed Belozo. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I think I'm not, because I think that the L's might be a little silent as well because it's Spanish, So I know that the L's are like pollo, it means chicken or whatever. Yeah, I'm not, I don't, I'm butchering everything, but that's his name. But he also goes by On the Tita, which is Tira. Tira. And I do hope you sub him up, but this is breaking news right here. He found out somebody reached out to him, and I have to think that they reached out to him because he has been, boots on the ground. He's been very vocal. He's been very noticeable. People like me, other true crime content creators, are pushing his face and name out. So people are in the know that he is out there and he is investigating, and so that they are reaching out to him. And somebody that he spoke to, and I like his style too, because he's not saying so and so told me this, so and so told me that. He had someone reach out to him and tell him that they saw, not only, you got to remember, this is a small area. Nobody's really moving up and about at night. Okay, guys? It's kind of like, Lily and Jack Sullivan-esque, with the area that they live. It's kind of desolate. It's in the desert. They have some houses, some small little 1-2 bedroom houses that kind of, are on the same street as them, but and they have a highway right in their backyard, but they're kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, they don't really have a whole lot of people, but I'm surprised that the people across the street didn't hear anything. But listen to this, guys. I believe it was the house across the street that caught fire. I think that those were unoccupied dwellings, leaving them on this street, at least this whole end of the street, with nobody being around them. If somebody was screaming to the top of their lungs, somebody probably wouldn't even hear them where they are. So we have Ahmed out there. He has received some reports. Those reports are indicating that Jake and Rebecca both. Remember I told you Jake seems like the kind of POS that would make his wife participate and make it, because he doesn't want it coming back on him. Thank you, little blue bird. It just seems odd to me that they're up moving around in the middle of the night after what we perceive as their son being dead, murdered. We're hearing about power equipment, or at least at minimum, a hacksaw. This is depraved. These were parents. Like, California, open up your gas chambers. Please. Open up your gas chambers. I'm a barbaric woman, and I know there's a lot more like me out there. Because when they're convicted, that's where they deserve. Who can do that to their own freaking child, their baby, 7 months old, if true? Who can do that? Please, somebody. Let me go down here and read. Hold on, let me go up a little bit here. Thank you, Outer Banks, love. It's actually pronounced on the Tira. Well, that's what I thought too, but he kept saying Tita. And I remember somebody in here said Tita. So, Tira. But that's what I thought too, but that's not how he's pronunciating it. At least that's not, I'm deaf. I should, let me put the disclaimer for the people that don't know. I am 100% deaf in my right ear. I can't hear. If you're on the right side of me and you're talking to me and I'm ignoring you, it's because I can't hear you. There have been so many people that have said, that has walked up to me after having a half-hour conversation with me and just said, "You're rude." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, can I help you?" I've been sitting here talking to you. Well, I'm so sorry. I said, I'm completely deaf in that ear. If you're talking in that ear, I'm not hearing you. You know, I don't even know they're talking to me. So it is possible that I'm not hearing it clear, but I could have, I was listening to them. I turned it up because I'm having a hard time saying these names, and I hate butchering names. I hate it. It drives me absolutely insane. So I know. And you know what? I also watched another video of him, and he was out doing a line, and I watched him tumble and fall again. I feel, he's got medical conditions. I do, I don't even know him, and I'm worried about his health, because we've learned to, like, you see him every day. You kind of you feel almost like it's twisted as it sounds, like they're your friend, because you see him every day talking, and you're communicating in chats and stuff like that. It's just a little weird. I have to be honest with you, being on that side of things. But you kind of get to know them, you kind of feel like they're your big brothers or something. So, I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm watching him fall, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, get up. Are you okay? Like, I can hear, like, I'm screaming this on the other side of the computer. It's heart-wrenching for me, but he's out there doing, I want to say God's work. I don't know if he's religious or not. But I feel like he's out there doing God's work. So, anyway, without further ado, this is interesting. This is new information. This is new breaking information. I know that other content creators have brought this up, but it's his work. I want him, we're not going to be talking, we're going to be bouncing around with this just a little bit, but I really want you guys to show, if people are out here, if this guy is what people are showing, then it's up to you guys to go over there and show him some love, because without him, we wouldn't be able to show this stuff, right? And I'm a true believer that the person that's creating the content should have overwhelming views, more so than the people that are advocating for them or showing their content. So it's up to the audience to go over there. I prefer people not putting everything in there. We do it. I know it's kind of it's just a breaking case, and I think we're just all curious, and we're all kind of sitting idly by, just waiting for the next shoe to drop. So I think that's why we're engaged with it. But, he deserves you guys going over there and telling him at least thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Give him some attaboys. He deserves it. Okay? He's passing out while he's covering this case. I mean, if anybody deserves an attaboy and a thank you, it's this man right here. It's this man right here. All right, without further ado.
Rebecca and James Haro were seen here at the Sanctuary Church in Yucaipa, California, and it was midnight. My constituent and source was driving with his family. He said he observed Rebecca and James Haro driving up and down Fifth Street in Yucaipa.
Wow, up and down. So now we're going to just take a little moment, because I want you guys to see the map. Okay, let me move the map. I might have to adjust this. Give me just, I'm moving the wrong item. Where is my screen? We're going to have to do it this way, and then we're going to have to do it this way, and then I'm going to probably have to take your comments off just for a second. Sorry, guys. Let me get those down, and let me get this. No, we want this one. Give me just a second. I'm almost there. There we go. Okay, so let me now, now that I've got it, let me now make it a little bit smaller so it fits. Okay, so there you guys have it. Okay, so this is kind of where we're at. Now, right over here is their home. I'm still doing some research on that. It's owned by a trust. Okay, this property here appears that it might be owned by a trust. I'm trying to look into the details, the tax records, the property ID number, a lot of different stuff, because I want to know who owns the property. I'm very confused about that. I don't understand how these people are living in a $300,000 house. But if it's an inheritance from somebody or grandma's or whatever, then it's probably understandable. Now, what you guys aren't seeing here, let me go ahead and move this down just a little bit. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you for becoming the newest subscriber. What you guys aren't seeing is this trip right here is about a 24-minute trip, okay? This is where they would have started from, down here. And this right here is the sanctuary church way up here, okay? So 24 minutes, 21 miles. And I think that this is important because we have these things called statistics, okay, folks? And what statistics tell us is that when we're dealing with a missing child or, you know, moving, hiding, whatever, of a body, victim, or anything like that, there are certain statistics that can be followed. Not that they're 100%. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. They're statistics, okay? That means that they are based off the law of large numbers. That means the majority of abductions, the majority of murders, the majority of body disposals, the majority of this are their outliers, of course, because that's just the majority pie, you know, the share of the pie. There's still other outliers and other details that could be relevant in that equation. But this is about 21 miles away, 21 and a half miles away. In an area like this, statistics would tell us that the search radius in a rural setting could be anywhere between 20 to 50 miles. Now, with that statistic, this falls right in that statistic for body disposal in an area that looks much like this. Now, that doesn't mean that this is where they ultimately disposed of Emmanuel. It could have been, because we know that they went to the Big Five. We know that they had checked out to see if it was possible, or, you know, the whole thing with their car being broke into to find out whether or not they had cameras in the parking lot. They could have just been scoping out. They could have just been casing the joint, much like they did to the Big Five. If that's the case, then anywhere along this path of travel could be a place where they were dumped. Now, I have a different theory than Ahmed after reviewing his footage. We're going to get back to his footage. But I did want you guys to see the area, the distance, you know, the whole gamut of what we were looking at related to that area. So now we're going to go back to Ahmed because I'm going to stop the video and I'm probably going to try to blow it up so I can show you a few things in the background that I don't think, maybe he noticed, but he didn't talk about it on this video, and we will talk about it on this video. So let him get around that building more toward the construction area.
Up on the 12 at midnight, okay? You see Rebecca pushing a black stroller here to the back of the property. You can see just how vast this property is here on the...
Well, this is what I heard, Shelley. I heard that the Yucaipa area is, you know, is a smaller community, safe, not what people, you know, would expect from that area. Definitely not some, I mean, they said the whole story didn't make sense because of their area. That there's this crazed lunatic that's coming up behind women and smacking. Like, how did that guy even know she had a baby? Like, that the baby was being taken out to change. Like, it none of it made sense. You know, they would have to be, whoever did that would have had to follow her or know she had the baby, in my opinion. And we're hearing from people that were at this baseball or whatever, the game, whatever, football, I don't know what it was, whether it was football, baseball, soccer, whatever, but it was a game that, well, they had to have a mouth guard, so maybe football? I would have to think football. And nobody saw the baby there. So they were upset because, you know, it sounds like, you know, I can't imagine being the community and knowing that you live in a safe community and these people are trying to say there's a crazed lunatic running around that's snatching babies out of parking lots. It just seems a little far-fetched, and it upset a lot of people greatly. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Lisa Big always reminds everybody, please don't forget to tap the thumbs up button and share. It's free to bring awareness. It's free to bring awareness. Thank you so much. Shelly Kelly says 100%. And Big 5 is not close to the freeway for easy getaway. So, I mean, it just didn't make sense. I feel bad, you know. It's kind of like Hawkins County. You know, when we first went into Hawkins County for Summer Wells, everybody was like, basically saying that the people in the community were, lunatics. They're like, oh yeah, those people in the holler, they shoot first and ask questions later. They don't like this, they don't like that. We get it to the community. These people are some of the greatest people. They want to help. They want eyes on this. Everything that we had heard was just a lie. And it was from people that didn't even know the area. But these people were in the area, living in the community, and they traveled 20 some odd minutes to stain another community. That's awful. Thank you, Yvonne. That's awful. That's what they did. They drove away from their home to stain another community. And it was all lies. It was all lies. Okay, I think we're getting up close to where I need to stop this.
Tira, Rebecca was seen pushing a
right here. It's going to be hard for me to get the
black
spot.
stroller.
But over there where his can I go back on this? They don't have on these things. They don't have the thing to go back. I think we have to watch it to replay it again, which kind of sucks. But over there on the far corner, I don't know if you saw it. You might have to go back and slow this video down for yourself when you watch it. But it appears like there is dumpsters over there. And you guys know that was one of my theories with dumpsters. Now, he's going to take us into the back parking lot. And now, if they did use power equipment or these other things that are just depraved, if that truly is, would they have put a child, I noticed that they had culverts already put in that area. He looked in one of the culverts and it was clear all the way through, but if she's pushing a cart, that tells me she had something, what were these people, what were they going to do if a cop pulled up? What were they going to do? I just don't know. So over where his hand is, it appeared that there were dumpsters over there. So hopefully they will play it again. But I don't know, because she had a buggy, a child stroller is what's being described, a black child stroller. It doesn't sound like she's got digging equipment. So is there a pond or anything around there that she could have, if what we're hearing and dovetailing together, like with Strategic Eye's opinion, is there any bodies of water? Or she is pure evil, Rod. There's no doubt about that. And it upsets me that I actually, I felt bad for this lady. I felt she was an abused woman, that she was being forced to do all this stuff. And, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just felt like, she was a battered wife, and she was exhibiting those, and I still believe she's a battered wife, but she's not innocent. She's left her children behind as well. She has another set of children that she has nothing to do with. That, to me, is a POS mom. Those kids didn't even know she had remarried or even started another family. So it's not, my opinion of this woman that I actually had a bleeding heart for has changed significantly. Thank you, Teresa.
Through the property here.
So he's saying that his sources are saying that they walked through the parking lot and went through this dirt path. Maybe that's the reason why he didn't pay attention to the dumpsters.
And you can see there's rocks there. There's a whole layout on the tira. There's containers over there, homie. There's a tree line here as well. And then you can see this property
See, right
is
there.
very...
Did you guys see that? Back, can I go back? No, it won't let me go back. There were dumpsters over there on the far side of that parking lot, but he's going toward the construction area. And if they went toward the construction area, is there any bodies of water back there? Because that's going to be important.
Very vast on the Tira. And so the question remains, what was Rebecca and Jake Haro doing here at midnight with a black stroller?
Well, they were either dumping him or dumping other evidence. I would assume, you know, to what extent, I don't know. This is interesting. And to have all these things, this is a baby, okay? This is a tiny little baby. He can literally fit anywhere, folks. Anywhere. A tiny little baby. I hope just out of an abundance of caution, they take some cadaver dogs out there. Just out of an abundance of caution. I know that these type of reports make them stop their investigation and go, but you know, if he's got eyewitnesses putting these people there, and you know, there is places for this child to be hidden. You know, I pray to God that they go out, and it sounds like they did. I believe I might have another one of his where he's out there. Yeah.
To the chat, Ahmed Belloso, you can see them here. They are.
So it looks like they did end up going out there at night, because that looks like the area that they were at. I could be wrong. Where's the stroller? That's the other thing, Shannon. You're right about that. Where is the stroller? Because the stroller, okay, hold on. Who we got here? Highway 38 north of Yucaipa, lots of flowing water. Wow. See, that's what I'm concerned, because what would be the purpose of them if they, you know, it's hard for me to say that. Just the idea I'm even contemplating power equipments or anything like that is just, it's making me want to vomit in my mouth. I have to be honest with you. Having this conversation this Saturday morning is making me nauseous. I'm not lying. This is a hard case for me. You know, I look at that poor, it's hard. You know, I don't know how people, you know, this is as hard for me as Quentin Simon. And many of you guys know how I felt about Quentin Simon. It was a rough case for me. This is a rough case for me. This is a 7-month-old baby. If everybody's heart is not just in their stomach, I have to ask if you're a human being. You know, it's just to even be thinking about this, but I'm just thinking, you know, why would they need those things? And we all know why they would need those things. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to end up getting upset on my own show today if we keep talking about that, but we have to. Then I've got to find what mechanism would they now dispose of those. And you can pretty much, depending on how, you know, it's just a tiny little thing you hear that we're dealing with, you know. He's just an innocent little baby, just a freaking little baby. I hope that they take at least the cadaver dogs, and I'm hoping that what we just saw on that other video was them going to this area to check it out. It looks like it's this area to check it out. And God bless the officers there. I mean, these officers literally have turned over every rock. Ahmed has turned over every rock. This is literally a public-private partnership with law enforcement and the community to find answers to this little baby boy. Kudos to all the people out there in that county. I don't know what to say other than kudos. But we do have some flowing water, and that might be an easy way of disposal. You know, it's a vast desert area, hard ground. So, that might be exactly why they would go out to a ground that's already been disturbed and softened up. Because I didn't even think about that. And you're right. The hard ground would make it very, very, very difficult. They're saying the closest water is about 45 minutes to an hour. So I don't see them going that far out. That's too far. But because this place is so desolate, a 20-minute drive in the middle of the night probably there's hardly anybody on the road to see them. And this must be an area that either one of them work in or something like that, because this seems to be an area that they're frequent. This seems like an area that they're comfortable in. Nobody's going to be out there if they were uncomfortable or totally in fear of being found out or caught with, something like Emmanuel being in that stroller. I mean, think about it. They had to have known nobody would have been out there at that time of night. So this has to be an area of comfort if truly, in fact, they did see them out in this area. So we have to take that into consideration. So the people that are out in this area that are following this case, are you familiar with any other reports coming out? Does the parents work in this area at all? Does one of the parents go to and from work every day and pass by this location and know that there's not a lot of people here? Those are the types of questions we need to ask, because I'm telling you, everything that I have learned doing this is people aren't going to go to places they've never been before when they're dealing with this type of situation, because they are so paranoid that their adrenaline's pumping. Most people, this would be their first time doing something like this. Sometimes not. We know Jake's history. We don't know how many more. We're hearing reports about his brother. But we need to look a little bit closer at the history of the mom and dad, because this place, if they were there, then that means that they were comfortable here. They have to work here. They've had to previously live in this area. Something is going to hone them into this Yucaipa area. And it sounds like right now that the only way that they're going to Yucaipa is for Eli. So is Eli the common link to this place? Because it sounds like Eli is the reason why they're going to Yucaipa. Unless Yucaipa is just the nearest town with all the amenities that they have to go shopping in. That might be the case too, similar to New Glasgow for Lily and Jack Sullivan over in Nova Scotia, Canada. So let's keep going, because there's something here, and then we're going to go back, because I do believe that the cops. I do believe the cops did show up there that night, and that was the previous video. We'll watch that in just a second.
And so if we get closer, you can see.
I wish he would quit running. I mean, we've watched this poor man pass out a couple times. I wish he would slow down and take a little better care of himself.
Police should really take a look at this portion.
Oh, thank you guys.
Of the tira, homie.
Thank you for subscribing.
Wow. Just wow. There is a hole in the fence here.
I don't know, Nita. We have to look into that.
There is a sewer drainage here. I mean, it's just there's a box.
You know what? And somebody asked, where's the stroller? That was going to be my question too. Did somebody see her load the stroller back up? Was it empty by the time they came back? Maybe they just happened to see their vehicle and see them walking around in the middle of the night and just took note of it and thought, that's strange, and just kept going. It may have been something like that. Maybe somebody didn't see them leave this area or this church. But them taking him to a church wouldn't be out of my realm of possibilities, since I kind of believe that they would, in their sick, twisted mind, feel like they gave him a proper burial. This would kind of go into that mind, thought, and theory, even though not accurate, not 100% accurate. It could be part of that theory, because this is a church. This is a church. And it's right off of a church. Now, granted, the grounds that they're at are not church grounds. It looks like it's a construction ground. Maybe the church is expanding, or this might be an approved apartment complex or other type of development there. I don't know. I tried to look it up. I tried to find as much information out as I possibly could, and I can't make heads or tails of what this is. Is this homes or an extension or expansion of the church or their parking lot? That might be something we might want to consider. Okay, let's keep going.
Oh, thank goodness. It's literally enough for you fine folks to get a cadaver team out here in Yucaipa, homie.
I would like to find out if they did take cadaver dogs out there, or willing to take cadaver dogs. I know, Lady Divine, I've been thinking the same thing. That's, and I said it because of how long it's been since we truly believe that little baby Emmanuel lost his life. If that did happen, I said the other day, if he's in that landfill, he's not going to be found, because the only reason why Quentin was found in Leilani Simon, Quentin Simon, his mother did the same thing. She took him to a dumpster and put him in it. And because law enforcement in Chatham County worked around the clock, they were able to identify that she was at a dumpster. So they went ahead, even though they didn't go right into the landfill. It sounds like they may have, segregated that pile of trash. And it took them damn near 45 days to hit pay dirt with all of that trash. But they were able to find, at least as sad as it is, God, yeah, it's just, these cases are awful. They're hard. They were able to find some pieces of him that they were able to use to support their case against his mother, Leilani Simon. She's spending the rest of her life in jail. She will never see the light of day. And mind you, and this is what's going to be tough, is her brother, Quentin, which she named her son that she murdered after, he's also in prison for murder. So now we have two siblings from the same family in jail for murder. There's no other people that I think I can put blame on for something like that than the parents that raised those kids. They obviously were raised in a very violent home, a very abusive home. I believe both Leilani and her brother were physically and abused. Those types of things really screw up kids. And that's why it is so hard for us when we hear kids being abused, because we know the lifelong effects of those abuse and how it affects them as an adult. And we know all too often some of those abused children become abusers themselves. And we want to end that cycle. This poor baby, he didn't get a choice.
I really hope this information helps here on 5th Street and Yucaipa Boulevard at the Sanctuary Church, homie.
At the Sanctuary Church, that's where he is believing. So this is their home right here. And you see that we do have houses. These houses, I think it was this area over here that caught fire. It might have been this one. I'm unfamiliar. It was a house across the street from them. It may even have been this over here, but it was right in here where the fire was. I'm not sure which. Somebody else would. Okay, Russo is saying Lake Fulmore is only 29 minutes away. Well, they just drove 21 minutes, obviously, to that church, so I don't think 29 minutes is out of the realm of possibilities. And Pebbles is saying, yes, she's agreeing with me. So this is the lay of the land. So as you see, there literally is nothing over here. And if these homes here are vacant, and this home here is vacant, they literally, and we don't even know what this is. Is this a home? Is it vacant? Are people living in it? We have all of this area right here with nothing. Nobody can hear crap. And these people over here are probably hearing all the noise from this interstate or highway right here, that they're not going to be able to hear what's going on over here in this home. And this home is strategically placed on the back side of its lot. So even this front house here, I don't even know how far that is. Do I have a ruler? Can I check? Let's see. How far is the nearest home? Let's do the ruler. Where's my ruler? Okay, let's see. So about 97 meters. So what would that be? Hold on, 97 meters. Let me just go to Google. Ask Google. What's 97 meters in feet? So we have about 318 feet from their house to the other home. Let me go back here and hit that done. Now we don't want to save that to project, so we'll just go ahead and delete that. So we have like 300. I wonder if it changes if I'm in the middle of the home, because that looked like more of the barn. Let's say the middle of the corner of the home to this. Let's see what that. So that's about 115. So we're not looking at too much more. We're probably looking more at 350 feet to about 400 feet. With this right here. So again, you know, it's still, in my opinion, quite a bit, but we're finding out that these are most likely vacant properties. So they're out here in the middle of nowhere. And this is the church, the sanctuary church. And as you see, they have all of this here, but I'm still unfamiliar where this pit is. Is it this over here? Is it this over here? You know, I'm confused where on the map Ahmed truly is. And I'd like to know, because then we could look at the aerials and see if there's anything that makes sense to us. You know, but this looks like it's pretty well, you know, built up right around the sanctuary church. So where is he? Is he over here? Or is he over here? You know, I'm very, 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 very confused. So now we're going to go to the nighttime view. This was the evening of 8/22, because I can look over here and see that in the corner of here it says 8/22. It's kind of day, you know, more day. He probably searched around, realized that this might be a valid area, and he sounds like he called law enforcement and stuck around until they showed up.
Baby, bring the flashlight.
And so here is where law enforcement is kind of coming in.
You guys come over here. You can see here now, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here. We don't know if it could be possibly an animal, or we don't know. And so thank goodness that the sheriff's deputies have now entered the chat here to try to figure out if we can in fact get some answers on the tira. How you doing? I'm gonna follow the deputies.
See, he says Latita. He has a T, even though it's an R, it says an R.
Here. Do you mind if I walk with you, deputy or sergeant?
Just hang out here in case
Okay, so.
we do something and it's not, we don't disturb a crime scene.
Okay.
So they're
that's
concerned
fine.
about it being a crime
It's right. It should be
scene.
right there by the 5th post.
So they're going there to look at it. I didn't watch this to the end because I just didn't. But this is at the sanctuary church. He had received reports, just for everybody that's coming in. He had received reports that Rebecca as well as Jake were seen in this area in the middle of the night. It's a desolate area. I can't, like, I just showed you the aerial of that location, and I can't make sense of it one way or the other on here, whether or not that's, to, like, right out to the side of it, or if this is over to the other side of it. I can't, where he's at, I can't determine that. But it does appear that there is something going on here, that they did find something. He has, in my opinion, he has. That's why I'm giving him mad props, is because I really think his tenacity out there has moved the needle. He has applied that very, very public pressure that sometimes is needed in this case for everybody involved. The public, the police, the suspects, sometimes you need that. And people all too often, they prefer comfort of the community over pressure when there's a child missing. I, on the other hand, am just the opposite. I believe in pressure above the comfort of the community when a child is involved. Okay? I'm sorry, you're an adult, you're breathing, you're here, you're okay, calm down, right? What we're dealing with is somebody or a child that might be deceased and not have an opportunity. I don't care about your feelings or anything like that. Not to be rude. I mean, your feelings do matter and they are valid, but I'm a time and a place type of person. This ain't the time, this ain't the place. So that's kind of where I come from. Thank you guys for subscribing. I appreciate you. So there may be something, I'm taking it, since we didn't hear any breaking news that I saw come out, that this didn't pan out to be anything. Does this place matter? I still believe it matters. And I still believe, even if that part doesn't, that there's something along this path of travel. If we've confirmed 100% that that truly was them at that church, it could be anywhere across this path of travel up to that church that they ultimately decided would be the best place. And we also have to remember that they've had the ability since this time to move or change their mind. They may have went out there to walk with a stroller with nothing in it just to see if they were going to be hassled by somebody. Similar to what they did at the Big Five when they just all of a sudden their vehicle was broken into. And somebody brought it to my attention, and I have to agree. They said something to me on the lines of, well, it's kind of funny that they were just broken into, yet she would go back to that same parking lot with her baby. And I thought, that's almost like calling R on a man and then going on a trip with him, or going back over to his house again to go hang out with him. Why would she go there, of all places, especially if something had just happened in the recent history? If your car was just broken into in the parking lot, would you go back there alone with your baby at night? Where's the Big Five? It is on, let me pull up Google Earth. Let's find it. Let's add that to the map. Let's see where that is in conjunction with the map. Hold on. There we go. Let's add a destination in here. Let's put Big Five. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Did you guys see that? Can you guys see that on the screen? It went from here, where the sanctuary church is, to the Big Five right here. Is the back of that lot back up to the Big Five? Tirda. Okay. Tirda. Jamie says it's pronounced Tirda. He rolls his tongue. Born Betty doesn't know how to roll her tongue. And like I said, I'm not practicing online because that stuff would be clipped. And I got like, you can see the map through my mouth. Better stop. We got some twisted people up in the chat. But yeah, we're not going to try to roll the R's. We're not going to have a Spanish lesson on the Bullhorn Betty channel, okay? Because it'll distract. It'll be hilarious. I already know I'll be made fun of. So I'll take Spanish next year, okay? All right? I'll take Spanish next year. I promise. But wow, this right here bothers me. Look at where the church is. Look at where the Big Five is. Let's just do one. Let's just go back to Google. Google. Oops. Maps. I can type today. Let's see. Okay. Sanctuary Church. Oh. Here we go. Let's add a direction in here. Let's put Big Five. Three minutes away. Oh my gosh, look at that, folks. Interesting. All in a very, I think they need to start searching this area. That's just too coincidental for me. That's very close. Yeah. Absolutely. That's too close for my comfort. And look at all that greenery. You guys see that? Like right here? There's all this greenery. So here's where they were. It looks like they went, the sanctuary's back where these apartments are. And look at all this greenery all up in here. What did they truly do here? And look at all this sand and dirt. Huh. This might be something, y'all. It actually might. That would be stupid. That would be so stupid if they threw either evidence or anything to do with Emmanuel. That, I don't know. Apartment dumpsters too. Yeah, Pippi. Oh, good gracious. You know what? They may have went through the dumpsters. I don't know. The dumpsters seems like the go-to for the kids, for the little babies. It's sick and twisted as that sounds. That's not me saying it. Thank you, Angela. Where are we on time? Okay, guys, we've got just about, I don't know, about another less than 40 minutes to get wrapped up. Strategic Eyes is going to be running live at noon. I saw it because I notified myself. I personally want to see it. So I'm trying to wrap up this show as quickly as we can before noon so we can all get over to Strategic Eyes and see what's going on. Thank you. My theory was Big Five used in case body was found. Oh, now that would make sense. Being that close to the area. Thank you, Remy. You know what, Tahara? You might be onto something. You might be onto something. That does make sense, actually. Because they would want if law enforcement was to do the search or found the body, they would have wanted it to be maybe in close proximity. Huh. Definitely a theory. Definitely a theory. Thank you for that. That was a good perspective. I like that. That would make sense. It would help this. But I'm starting to think the area out here in Yucaipa, the comfort is I have to believe if Jake's son and ex-wife is in the Yucaipa area, and that's where they're homesteaded. I have to think that he at one point was homesteaded in Yucaipa or nearby. But if not, I think the comfort level to this case, thank you, Gretchen. Gretchen became the newest member. I'll go through all of the new members and stuff here in just a second. We still have to give the hat giveaway away. But the connection to Yucaipa, I think, is Eli. It's Jake. Jake's the connection to that area. I'd like to learn a little more about Rebecca. If anybody has anything on Rebecca, who she is, this is the problem I'm having. I can find Jake on my background programs. I can't find crap on Rebecca. Not from any of Rebecca's last names. I can't find crap on Rebecca. I just can't. Thank you, Easy Girl. I appreciate that. So I'm curious, what is the history of Rebecca? She's a no-name. I don't think she's had a whole lot of arrests or, history of violence or something, but we've got to have something. A piece of garbage mother doesn't become a piece of garbage mother overnight. There's something out there, whether she was arrested for it or not. There's incident reports. There's times she was pulled over by law enforcement. There was times that she called law enforcement to her house because she had an abusive boyfriend or abusive woman, or a husband, rather. So I believe believe she's on documentation, but she's not associated with these properties. She's not associated. She doesn't have any type of credit report. So I'm trying, knows the real name. Maybe I need to reach out to him. If you guys have any way of reaching out to him, I'm going to try to reach out to him. Is it true that Rebecca's brother is in prison for killing his... Yes, Phoenix Moon, that is accurate. That is accurate. His name is... Got it right here. Hold on. Give me just a second. I'll read you what I've got. But yes, it's accurate and true. That is true. I didn't remove it from my photo roll because I knew it was going to be important at some point. Okay. So yes, Rebecca Haro's brother, his name is James Buchanan. Buchanan. He's currently serving 50 years in prison for murdering his girlfriend and staging the crime scene. Which is interesting because these people are accused of murdering their son and staging the crime scene. It says now eyes are on Rebecca herself with growing speculation she may have staged the crime scene too. And so you guys won't be able to see it, but that's her brother right there. But his name is James Buchanan. And thank you, Women's Warrior. She is part of the family, been part of the family for quite some time. But welcome back, Lovebug. I appreciate it. No, I know, right? I know. I can feel the sarcasm. Yeah. Stellar family. But this is the situation we're dealing with here. And now we're kind of, starting to look at the map, starting to see where things happened at. We're starting to hone in. We might have a valid reason. They may have staged this. Now, we know that they went to Big Five to find out if they had cameras. So when were they out here? It sounds like they were out here in this location after they found out Big Five didn't have cameras. So, yeah, maybe they needed to have this baby near where they were going to report this child's abduction from. That makes sense. That does make sense. It could be a probability and a possibility. Oh, thank you, Nurse Sandy. God bless you. Miss Robin. She's saying we got over 1,200 people in chat and only 450 likes. If you guys would do me a solid, if you found any type of valuable information in this live, please go out and hit that like button or that thumb up button for me. That would greatly appreciate it. If you guys don't like communicating in the chat, maybe just throw an emoji up. We have a heart emoji, the red heart, the green heart, all the colors of hearts, just to show some love in the chat. And if you feel inspirational, maybe give a positive word of affirmation in the chat as well to all of your fellow crimies. Oh, good gracious, I can't even speak this afternoon. So thank you. And now let's just go over some of the people that have contributed today, and then we're going to get into our hat drawing. Sonia, would you be so kind? I know I asked you to do that. Is Sonia in the chat? Does somebody know if Sonia's in the chat? Thank you, Manatee Mommy. If Sonia's in the chat, can you just regenerate now that we have today and send me 6, please? If she's in the chat. Is she in the chat? Well, I can't see. I'm on a different thing. So I wanted to thank Melanie. She says, happy Saturday, Betty, Delilah, mods in chat. Much love to you, Betty. Hoping all the missing children are found. Amen to that. Member for 4 month, Caddy, thank you so much. Great to see you live. It's always wonderful. Melanie for her milestone, her 11 months. She's put up with me for 11 solid months. Betty, I appreciate you and love your channel. Thank you. We love you back. Karen up in the chat saying, good morning, everyone. Thank you. Thank you with your milestone. I appreciate it. Much love to you, love bug. Let me get my chat going back. It ended up freezing up on me a little bit. Where are we? There we go. Tahara says, have you seen the new update from Ahmed? Allegedly, the monsters were seen a while ago at midnight in a huge construction site pushing a stroller. It's very, 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 it's definitely very interesting. Thank you, Janelle. Definitely a very interesting situation, especially with the proximity to the Big Five. This might be credible information, y'all. So happy it didn't take over a year to put these people where they are supposed to be. Today is a great day. Amen to that. Oops, let me go up just a little bit more. Sorry, I'm having a little sticky issue with my poor little mouse, so just bear with me. Emma Louise gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. I will tell all the people that got their memberships and joined as a member today. I'll greet you all at the end, so thank you for that. Emma gifted another $4.99. Thank you so much. Outer Banks giving some positive affirmations saying, I love you guys. Shelly Kelly saying she lived in Yucaipa for many years. She's just brokenhearted of what's going on with her community that she loved so much. Lisa reminding everybody to tap that like button and show some love. Null tells us we were looking for some water body and says Highway 38 north of Yucaipa. Lots of flowing water. That's a possibility that many people, go to whenever things are going on. And of course, we're learning that because they were out in this parking lot, that, and with the Big Five, is it possible that this was all really a setup? Is baby Emmanuel closer to the Big Five than we think as part of this elusive hoax? I have to say it's a great possibility. Thank you, Gretchen, for being a newest member of the Coffee Club. And again, I will be welcoming you guys aboard closer to the end here. Wheezy Girl, thank you for all you do. I appreciate you. We have Nurse Sandy. These are people that are always part of the family. Thank you, Nurse Sandy. BLJ, I don't want to screw up your name, so thank you so much. Oh my, more than a year. We just gotta love 14 months. I just noticed it. Big hug. Big hug. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Manatee Mommy reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up button. Thank you guys. Gretchen, Betty baby was gone before Mom's funeral. BB and DS. I believe that. I believe that. I appreciate everything you do. No clue. Thank you guys. Oh, I feel the love. And Debbie, thank you for rocking it out with the lemon. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's get back. Let me see if I've got an update. She's probably going to kill me. All right, we got our, and I think the first one is here. I think the first winner is here. Oh, thank you. Very blessed to have my coffee beans, Betty and Delilah. Oh, let's bring Delilah up. Let's bring Delilah up before we call the winner chicken dinner. Remember, you have to be here. We're about to call, so if you're getting coffee, running to the bathroom, I'm bringing Delilah up so you have a moment to get back to your screen to see if you are getting a Bullhorn Betty hat. Delilah! Oh, I gotta tell you guys a horrible story. I left Delilah outside this morning. And then I came in here and went to work. I think she snuck away from me this morning and went around the backyard to play ball. And I didn't notice it. And when I came in, I thought she came with me. And so about an hour later, I get a text on my phone and said, I just wanted to let you know Delilah's over here playing with Emily. And I'm like, I thought she was in the living room. And I get up, I run through the house. Rebecca, ooh, she spells her name differently. Let's write that down. Hold on, let me pause this. And so she's safe, but still, okay. So Menopause says, Rebecca, let me write her name down. Maybe I'm spelling her name wrong. I looked at the card. Rebecca. Okay. B-E. Maybe it's the way I'm spelling Rebecca. U-S-E-N. Okay. All right, maybe that'll help. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Maybe I can find some information. Did I see Eric and April in here? Oh, it's nice to see you guys. It's so nice to see you guys. I appreciate it. Aw, thank you, Debbie. Thank you. And we got April. Thank you. Aw, you guys are so sweet. Okay, let me get to the hat. I think everybody's trying. Let me get to the hat. Okay, so the winner chicken dinner for the Bullhorn Betty hat. I wish I had drums. Somebody give me some drum beats. All right, we got the drum beats. Okay. Are you sitting down? YouTuber. I know you. That's what I said when I saw the first name. I knew. YouTuber, I know, is absolutely in the chat. I'm going to be disappointed if YouTuber is not in the chat. YouTuber, are you in the chat? Let's see if we've got YouTuber up in the chat. Everybody, I think I saw. Oh my gosh, YouTuber is not here. Oh, I knew it. There you are. All right. I'm going to say it's few and far between that YouTuber is not here. So when I first saw the name, I'm like, oh yeah. He's here. Congratulations, YouTuber. Get a hold of Sonia. You are the winner of a Bullhorn Betty hat. You can pick any hat, have her do whatever you want, but it's got to be sporting. So, wah, wah, wah. YouTuber is in Australia. It has to be American. We can't afford to. I wish we could. Maybe we'll have to get something else for you. I'll have to figure something out for you. We got to give you something. We've got to get you something. Okay. Wah. I'm so sorry. We got to do something we got to find something for our people overseas. That's not even fair. I am so sorry. Wah. You can smack me. Here, I'll smack myself. All right. Well, the next one I think might be here. Drum roll, please. Beth B. Is Beth B here? Beth B. I know she was here last night, but I'm not sure if she's here this morning. Oh, wah. We'll give her a few moments. It's going to be the third person. Okay. Are you sitting down? Unicorn, Indiana. Beth B's not here. Is Beth B here? I don't think she's here. Okay, Unicorn, Indiana. Are you in the chat? Unicorn, Indiana is present. Congratulations, Unicorn, Indiana. You are the recipient of the BHB hat. All right, congratulations. Get a hold of Sonia, and she'll get you set up. I know she's got some different styles, and you know, whatever. Pick the one that you want, and I'm sure she'll get that to you, and we'll get. Congratulations. Now, you know the rules are if Bullhorn Betty gives a giveaway, you have to take a picture and post it on the Bullhorn Betty True Crime page on Facebook. So I can't wait to see which hat you choose. I can't wait to see you in your hat. So now we have about 20 minutes for you guys to get a beverage, go unwind for a second, and get ready to go over to Strategic Eyes channel to see what kind of information he has. He says he doesn't really come live unless he has something to talk about, something probative to tell us. So I look forward to those opportunities to listen to him. And because I'm so invested in this, I'm kind of booting you guys out of my channel so I can go watch. That's the reality of it. I won't lie to you guys. So I hope you guys come over and hang out with me over on True Crime with Strategic Eyes. I think that's the name of his channel. Let me put it back up here so everybody can see where we're going. I think it's this one. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. It's True Crime with Strategic Eyes. I've only got the video I was using today. There you go. Pebbles has already got it up in the chat. There you go, right there. So go over there. We got about 20 minutes before he goes live. Oh, almost to the goal. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You guys are trying to hit the goal. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. What good vibes in the channel today. What good vibes in the channel. I hope everybody got an opportunity to learn something today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you. We'll be back later if there's some breaking news. I know we've got a lot of other cases. I may come back and talk about Travis Decker. We have some new information on Travis Decker that we might want to be informed about. So I'll prepare the show later this afternoon for all of you guys. But until then, go over to Strategic Eyes. Have a great day. Tell him, put some coffee mugs or some bullhorns up in the chat. Let him know that we sent you guys over there, and we truly do appreciate his opinion. Always remember, be kind, folks. We're a channel that has been brutalized on these platforms. We do not believe in bullying, and people are entitled to their opinion, whether you agree with it or not. And it's not for us to go in and be nasty people, okay? Our channel is built because of nasty people in this world. It's our opportunity to be better, and that's what I expect from our flock, is to represent well. Sometimes I don't always represent well. Why? Because I'm a human and we make human mistakes all the time. But the point is our heart is true, our heart's in these cases, and we want to see justice for these victims. If that is what you like, please consider subscribing to the Bullhorn Betty channel. We also have this. This is the FBI number, 202-324-3000, option 6, and ask them to please take over the Sebastian Rogers case. If you have any information about the Sebastian Rogers case, any leads or details that you gave to crappy Sumner County, all those details and leads, all that information you handed over to Sumner County, it needs to be handed over to the FBI. We no longer respect Sumner County, and it was from their own doing. Now it's time for us to find a strategy to get Sebastian justice, to find out what happened to him, and if we can, by God, bring that child home, we want to. All right, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another.